Hey there everybody, my name is Kuda, but you can call me Potato Mommy, and welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. I make all sorts of YouTube content, so subscribe, okay? Before we get into today's business, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone. We've made it to 160 subscribers, so shout out to all of you, all 160 plus of you guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my labor and delivery story with you guys, so keep watching. Due date was set for the 26th of May. So just in case you don't know, the due date they give you is an estimate. So your due date, your actual labor day or the day you give birth could be that exact date or any date that is in like a 2-week period before that day or after that date. So it was any time from like, I'd say like mid-May until mid-June, basically. That's my period when I could have given birth. So on the 20th of May, it was a Sunday, I remember. So I woke up first thing in the morning because Sundays we would go to church, we'd go for mass. At mass it started at 8 a.m. and I'd always be the first one to bath, especially once I got pregnant, because I needed a lot of time to get ready and mentally prepared to go and face people. So I woke up at like 5 o'clock. What happened? Actually, no. I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I went to the bathroom. I felt like I was going to poop. TMI, I'm so sorry, but this whole video is TMI. I felt like I was going to poop, but I was literally sitting on the like toilet seats for like 2 hours. My mom woke up at 5 a.m. and she knocked by the toilet door. She's like, "You've been in there for like 2 hours and you're doing nothing." And I was like, "No, I just feel like I want to poop, but I guess I don't want to." And then my mom was like, "Get your hospital bag and get in the car. We're going to the hospital." So I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Like, I don't feel anything. Like, I don't feel like any sort of contractions. I'm good. I wasn't even in pain at all, right? But my mom's like, "No, get your stuff. We're going." So everyone else is going to church. It's like at 8 a.m. Everyone else leaves for church. And then at like 9:30, my mom and I leave for the hospital. So I had my hospital bag and another small bag, but I didn't really carry everything I needed because I was like certain like that I was going to go back home. Everything was going to be fine. So we get to the hospital. So the hospital I was in was a public hospital, but I had booked for a room in a private ward. So it's like if it's a private ward, you have to pre-book. They have like a private ward for labor and delivery specifically. It has its own delivery room, and it's just got like separate like rooms for mothers and their kids, and they're like single rooms. It's just you and your child, and you don't have like any other patients or any other mothers. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want people around me, so you had to pre-book, and I had pre-booked, and then I got there, and then they had to like basically, if it was like if you had booked for the private care, you could never just get admitted just for any random case. You could only get admitted when you were giving birth. So we got there and they're like, "We can't admit you until we're certain you're giving birth, because if it's private, you've paid for like whatever. So we can't give you like general care. You have to only come in when you are giving birth." So they're like, "We're going to take you upstairs to what would be your room, and then you're going to get attended to by a nurse. And then if they see that you're not in labor, they'll let you go. If you are in labor, then we'll officially admit you." So I'm like, cool. So we have to go to the room. This private ward is on the 3rd floor. And the elevator just doesn't. Naturally, I'm afraid of heights, but that elevator was dodgy. It just didn't. So I was like, fine, we'll walk. So we walk up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm energetic, I'm fine. No way I'm giving birth today. I'm a ninja, like sis, right? We get there, the nurse is like, "Let me check you." She checks my dilation. She's like, "You're like 1 centimeter, but you could honestly be 1 centimeter dilated for like up to a week. So it's not really like you're in labor. You could probably go into labor on Wednesday or even after." So I'm like, so cool. So I'm going home. And she's like, "Well, I can't let you go until your doctor comes, right?" So my doctor comes at like 11, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, you're only 1 centimeter dilated, but because you're so young, I don't see a point in letting you go home. You might as well just give birth today. So we're gonna induce you." I'm like, I was supposed to go home because I'm not in labor, but you just decide, "Let me put you into labor." So he's like, no, 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 sis, let me induce you. He gives me the injection. And like, that's when it was like, let's get it. Let's get it. My mom is like, yes, today you're having a baby. I'm like, you made me come here. I wasn't supposed to have a baby today. He was like, yeah, you're having a baby. She goes home, she gets my bag, she comes home, she brings me like magazines. My mom brought me like chibake, mbambaira, maputi. Trying to think what else. My hair. A full thing, like a full pack of freezers. And I don't remember what else, but like every like Shona African snack food she could get me. She was like, Dr. Wanasimbe, Dr. Wanasimbe. So like then like my mom, after I got admitted, I was like, one. So then my mom had to go home because now I was like officially admitted. So I was just in there like sitting, waiting for baby to come, So it's like after they gave me the injection, I think I got like from like 11 in the morning until like 4, 5. I didn't even say 6 at night. I was fine. Like things were just flowing. I felt good. So I was like, if this is labor, give me more. Give me. I can handle. Give me. Why are people so like scared of labor? Like it's fine. So all along, like I'm pushing out, like I'm doing fine, like no pain had started. Then 6 o'clock, that's when the second visit time was. So this time my mom came for the visiting together with my dad. My dad comes, he's going to ×2 the chibaki, ×2 the mbambaira, everything. I had mbambaira zakabikwa, like just boiled. I had zakagochwa. I was saying I had mbambaira zakabikwa, zakagochwa. I'm trying to think what else. Like my dad brought me everything. And he was like, no, you'll be fine, Manong, you'll be fine. It's going to be okay. I swear I think my dad was more scared for me than what I was. But at that time, that's when like the pain started kicking in. So my parents got there. I was just sitting by the window like... yeah. And this is like level 1 pain. But I was like, oh, it's real. It's real. But then when they left, I was still like, I'm cool. Like, I'm strong. I can get through this. So at this point, I'm thinking maybe I'm like 6 centimeters dilated or something. Doctor comes in to check me. I was 3 centimeters dilated. And he's like, if we keep going at this pace, sis, you're only going to give birth in like a day, 2 days. You could be in labor for like 36 hours, 48 hours. I was like, So he's like, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break your water. So we speed up the process. So he's like, open wide. And he just literally took like a thing like, Zimbabwe is tough, guys. He literally took, like the needles, when they buy like the industrial packs of needles, they come in like little like containers, little plastic containers with green caps. He just took the container and shoved it up me and went, and the next thing I just went, like it was like the floodgates just opened and the whole bed was just, and I was just there like you can't even feel the water coming out. It just does. You just know it's coming out, but like you can't, it's like you can't stop it. You can't what? It just, and you're just sitting there watching. My father's just there by my side like, oh, this is beautiful. So then my parents go back home. So it's like 7 o'clock. And then I was like, and then they're like, we can give you an injection to numb the pain, to help you. It wasn't like an epidural. It was just like an injection that numbed the pain. So as soon as I got that at like 7, I knocked out. Like I fell asleep. So it was like 7, 8, 9, 10. I just woke up. At 10 o'clock, I woke up grunting. Like I was just like, I don't want to make noises on this video. I'm trying to be serious, guys, but like I just woke up like, I don't even know how, but I just woke up like and I was just grunting and grunting and grunting. So I'm calling out like, nurse, I need a nurse. I'm ringing the bell because they gave you like little bells you could sound so the nurses know you needed someone. I'm calling out like, nurse. The nurses come and I'm like, I'm about to give birth. And they're like, no way. Like, you were 3 centimeters like a few hours ago. You're probably only 5. Chill, relax, go back to sleep. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, get me my doctor. I'm about to pop one. They're like, no, you're fine. Then the head nurse comes in because I kept complaining. The head nurse comes like, fine, let me just check you just for you to feel okay. She takes the thing, and let me show you this thing, guys. It's like a whole contraction, like it's like this big metal thing that's shaped like an eggplant, but like with like scissors handles. I don't want to say like, but like, yeah. And then they shove that up you, and then they like crush down the scissors handles, and it's like just open. So then it shows you like how open you are. And then she checks, she's like, bro, you're like 9 centimeters dilated. How? From 3 to 9, you just. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to tell you, I literally feel like I'm being torn from the inside out, but nobody listen. Nobody care. Nobody listen. But Pop one, call the doctor. So now they call him my doctor. My doctor was home, like he was like asleep because he was like, this girl gave birth in the morning. He was out, like he was like, so he gets called this, like I'm like literally on the other side of town. But I was like, baby is on this side of town and he's not waiting for anybody. So they're like, you know what? We're just going to go into labor with the nurses. The nurses can help you. Your doctor will come and take over from whenever he shows up. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I mean, why did we pay thousands of dollars for a doctor just for you to give the just without a doctor? Of course, like. So we get into like the labor and delivery room. So the good thing about being in the private ward was it had its own labor and delivery room, because like general ward is like you all just give birth in the same place. So you could literally just be watching each other pop, 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 pop. And I was like, so it had its own like private labor and delivery room. So I could be in there just on my own, pop my baby, and like I was fine. The thing is, there was one woman who had just come from giving birth, right? And like she had given birth in the other room, but she was in the room next to me. She was just crying, oh my. And this was after she had given birth, but she was still crying. So I was there like, yeah. We get into the room and they're like, so they're like talking me through. They're like, so we've got this machine hooked up in case you need some oxygen, blah, 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 blah. Lie down on the bed. So at this time, I was butt naked. Like, let me just tell you something. As soon as you get into the hospital and you're like in active labor, like when your contractions start, like, and they're like properly like there, they make you just take off everything so that if at any time you just go into labor, they don't have to worry about you. Hey, I've got underwear, I've got shorts, and like, no. So this time I was like butt naked. And they like lie down on the little stretcher mat, like the little labor mat, whatever. So I'm like there, butt naked. Like when I say butt, I mean like what you see here, you saw everywhere. So I'm lying down there, butt naked. And they had like these little like stirrups where you would put your legs. So like they kept your legs like up, like at this position. So they like put your legs through there. I'm like, fine. Put my legs, I mean, just look at me in all my naturalness. It's fine. Like, just, it's fine. And they're like literally like 8 nurses all around you. And the doctor isn't even here yet. But it's like everyone's just looking at you, like looking at your area. Literally, I had 8 people all around me just looking at the just. And then like, the head nurse is like, okay, so my name is Nurse Chakati, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going to help you through your labor and delivery. This is going to be smooth. It's going to be great. You're young, you're agile, so you're going to have an amazing time. And all the pain you're going to feel is going to be perfectly okay after this because you're going to see your baby and you're going to be so happy. So I'm just going to put this little tin right by your bum in case you need to poop. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, oh, okay. You're probably going to poop. And you're not going to feel like you're pooping. You're going to feel like you're popping out a baby. So if you feel the need to poop, don't be shy, honey. Just do as you please. Many people have pooped on this very same mat. I'm like, that's consoling. Yeah. So she puts this little basin by my butt. And it's just sitting there, like looking at me, just looking at me like, so when are we going to interact? When are we going to be friends? Are we talking today? Or like, you're not going to cooperate with me? Like, then she's like, you know what? The doctor's 5 minutes away, but I'm just going to start you pushing because if you keep grunting like this, your baby's going to get tired and that's not good because it causes babies to die. So I was like, okay. Then she's like, push. I'm like, I can't even repeat those noises. I've made noises that I've never made before in my life. No bedroom has ever had such noises before in its life as well. I shocked myself. Shocked. So I'm there like screaming. Like I was shouting, screaming, cursing, grunting, moaning. I don't know, but yeah. And like nothing was happening. 20 minutes of pushing, nothing happened. Okay. I had opened to 10 centimeters and was now pushing to 11 because by that time I was 10.7. His head was nowhere to be seen. Then my doctor showed up. He made me push for another 10 minutes and he's like, nah, you know what? Emergency C-section. So the thing is, you can't push for too long because if you push for too long, like when you're pushing, your baby is actually actively using energy at the same time. So if you push for too long, the baby gets tired. I mean, that's the only way I can explain it. Like they said, anonet. So yeah, baby gets tired. And what happens is, even if you then deliver successfully, generally if babies are born under those conditions, after a few hours or maybe a day max, they end up just dying. They pass on just because babies aren't built naturally with. Okay, so Jesse's back in the room now. But anyway, so now Jean, the doctor's like, emergency C-section. Like, we can't keep this up. Your baby will die. Your baby will die. Okay. So the thing is now, we were in the third floor. The operating room is in the first floor. But the elevator... So they're like, no, we're just going to go using the elevator, blah, blah, blah. They put me on the stretcher, the gurney. They're like, let's go. We get to the elevator. 10 minutes, the door won't open. Guys, Zimbabwe is tough. 10 minutes, the door's not opening. Like, at all. Nothing. They call him downstairs, like, who's jamming the door? Who's jamming the door? Everyone is silent. 10 minutes, the door's not opening. I'm just really like... And the nurses are like, don't push, honey. Don't push. Don't push. Your baby will die. Don't push. I'm like, it's happening naturally. Because it does. It just happens on its own. You can't stop it. They're like, just keep it in. Keep it in. I'm like, okay. I can't let my baby die. I can't let my baby die. But like, my baby want to come out. But like, okay. You can't die. You can't die, baby. You can't die. The elevator finally opens. We get in. We're like, fine. Third floor. We move down. 2 elevator jams. I swear you can't write this stuff. Like, you can't even make this stuff up. Zimbabwe cat. Guys have survived. Zimbabwe guys cat. It's a joke. Another 10 minutes. The elevator is jammed. It's not moving. We're not going anywhere. We're pressing every possible button. They're trying to make calls and there's no service. This is like at 10:30. No, this is like at 10 p.m. Something. Yeah. So I'm just there like, I'm going to die. Like, my son and I are going to die. I'm going to die with a baby inside me and then die by myself as well. Like, with all these people sitting around and looking at my area. This is how God wants to take me. Like, y'all want to take me with like 10 people just sitting there looking at my... What? I'm gonna die. I prayed so hard at that moment. I've never prayed like that before in my life. I prayed, guys. I prayed. I was like... Then just by some miracle, the elevator starts moving again. We get to the first floor. We get out, no problems. And then we get to the operating room. My doctor's like, okay, this is your anesthesiologist. His name is Dr. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, hi, Kuda, how are you? It's nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I just want to pop one. We could do these formalities some other time. You know, it's like, yeah, it's so nice to meet you. I'm going to put you to sleep, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's okay. put me to sleep. And he's like, oh, before we get into that, by the way, you need to decide if you're going to be knocked out completely or if we're going to knock you out from the neck down so you can still be awake when your baby is born, but you don't feel any of the snipping. I'm like, I don't take those chances. I'm like, One thing, I'm my mother's daughter, okay? And my mother is from Chiwi, the village in Mashingo. We don't do that stuff. If you're knocked out, you're knocked out. There's no, you're half knocked out, you're quarter knocked out, you're functioning, but you're no. I was like, knock me out. Put me to sleep. Complete. He's like, okay, cool. Let's put you on the bed and put you to sleep. They're like, so we're going to need you to move from the bed you're on now to the operating bed. They put them next to each other, and these people are expecting me to stand up whilst this baby's trying to come out of my, you know what. Stand up, walk across, and then get to the other bed. I'm like, you're joking. I literally just went and belly flopped onto the other bed, fully pregnant, fully in labor. And the doctor was just like, it's like, well, that's one way of doing it. I was like, yes, and it's done. Let's get this on. He's like, okay. He's now mixing his medicines. But he goes, oh, another thing. I need you to sign for your consent for the surgery. I'm like, do you think I'm not consenting? Look at me. I've never signed a paper so angrily before in my life. So I signed the paper. I'm like, yeah, okay, we're cool now. Can I go into surgery? And he's like, yes, now you can give birth. So he knocks me out, and that was it. I gave birth at a certain time that I won't disclose because it's I use that time for a lot of things. So, but I gave birth at a certain time on Sunday, just before midnight, and yeah, I only woke up at like 12. No, I only woke up at like 12:30, so it's like for a full hour probably or more. I was knocked out because my baby was there just crying. And then, as if things don't get any worse, I wake up and everything is black. Like, to this day, I do not know how to explain that to people. Everything was black. I don't know if you guys know, but for those of you who know, I've been wearing specs now for okay, not really a year, but close to a year. I started wearing specs when my son was a year old. But I went the whole year from when I gave birth to him up until he was a year old, unable to see properly. I couldn't study. I couldn't read anything. And that's because when I had my baby, my eyesight just... Jessie, can you stop making noise? My eyesight just... I literally opened my eyes and I saw black. Like I could not see anything. Then after like 30 minutes, my eyesight, like I started seeing things like colors and everything, but everything was just blurry. And like I couldn't make things out properly. I think I properly could make my son's face out after like a good hour. But like even I couldn't see him. I just heard him cry. And I was like, that's my baby. I took him and I was like, I'm gonna whip out a city. And I immediately started breastfeeding. And yeah. Look at where we are now. All I can say, guys, is labor is not easy. I know some people have very easy labors, and ish, you're blessed. You're blessed. Honestly, if I could give birth naturally, I would. I chose to give birth naturally, but my C-section had to happen by emergency. If I ever have children again, I will still try to give birth naturally because, wow. C-sections are tough. Also, the funny thing is, before I gave birth, like a month before, I went to the local clinic just to get like checked. And the nurse there was like, you're going to have a C-section. I'm like, why? She's like, because your shoe size is under size 3. Like if you have a shoe size that's size 3 and under, and if you have a height that's 1.5 meters and under, they say you have heightened chances of having a C-section. And I have both. I literally wear size 1 and 2, and my height is like 1.49 meters. So also my son just has a seriously big head, so that didn't help anything. We love you, okay? Another one more. But anyway, guys, that is the end of my story. At the end of the day, whether you give birth naturally, C-section, whatever. Your baby is still your baby, and you're still a mommy, and life goes on. I hope this story scared somebody into not having a baby at the age of 20, but if it didn't, good on you, sis. You keep doing you, sis. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want more story times, do be sure to tell me in the comment section. For me, Potato Mommy, that is it. Can you say and potato? Potato. That is it, guys. We are sending you guys love and light. Bye. Bye.